All right, everybody, welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. We are into Frame Fatale's Game of the Month celebration, and we have our next runner, which is xChristine, here to show us Mega Man 2 Any %. How are you, Christine? Welcome.
I'm doing pretty good.
Awesome. Well, yeah, tell us about the plan, or if you'd like to get into it, we can do the countdown. Up to you.
Okay. So hi, everybody. I am Christine. I play games fast. So tonight I'm going to be running Mega Man 2 Any % for you guys. This will be on normal difficulty. So I guess I can tell you a little bit about the game before we get started. So this was the second installment of the classic Mega Man series, released in 1988 by Capcom. It was ported over to North America in 1989. This is one of my favorite video games of all time. And it's definitely my favorite one on the console. It's got some really great music. So the speedrun is a lot of fun. We take advantage of a lot of exploits that let us skip entire screens and even like almost a half of a stage in a couple places. So yeah, should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
So whenever you want to do the countdown, yeah, we can get going.
So I guess, yeah, I'm going to reset the power pack here and then we'll go. All right, let's go ahead and... 3, 2, 1, go.
Some good luck.
Thanks so much. All right, so the order of the stages we do will be Flashman, Airman, and then Heatman. The reason that we do that is because we want to get the 3 helper items that are going to help us set up a lot of the zips and tricks and stuff later on in the game. So this is probably Jorf's favorite stage. It's a little inside joke in the community. This stage has an ice mechanic. Jorf is a speedrunner who likes games that have ice mechanics.
It's slippery.
Yeah, it's very slippery. Really good. So these cannon things, they can give you a couple of different patterns. They shoot long and they shoot short. And what you get just kind of depends on the dice, the RNG. And so we just kind of go along with it the best we can. So take a little bonk here, that's okay. So one of the big differences between this one and the Japanese version, of course, called Rockman. So the Japanese version only has one mode, and when they ported this over to North America, they actually added an easier mode, and they called that normal, which is what you're seeing right now. So the difficult mode on the US Mega Man 2 is actually the default Rockman 2. So take a little bit of a backdoor there. The boss fights in this game, some of them are pretty straightforward, some of them have some RNG. This fight is actually pretty straightforward, so I'm going to try to go for a bit of a quick kill here. Great. So as with any Mega Man game, every time you kill a boss, you get to take on their weapon. In this case, you're going to take on the Flash Stopper. And clunk. The Flash Stopper will actually stop, basically freeze time, will stop enemies dead in their tracks. Another big difference between the American and Japanese version is that in the Japanese version, of course, there's Japanese text instead of English text, and it actually scrolls faster. So even though the Japanese Rockman 2 is the difficult mode, it's actually a harder game than this. The speedrun is actually faster because of the time that you save on these screens. So we're going to get the item 3 here. This is the first of our 3 helper items. This is what we call the candy. It's basically an elevator that kind of looks like candy, and it sort of goes up and down. We're going to use that. So we're going to go to Airman here. He's a big fan.
I love that.
Yeah, my chat likes to give me lots of puns while I play this. So.
The more the better.
Absolutely. So we're seeing the first usage of the Flash Stopper, where we're stopping these Cloud Devils. Okay, so we'll take a little bit of a pause strat there just for safety. So this part here is a little tough, so I'm going to concentrate. We want to get these Zeus guys, as I call them, to spawn as soon as we can, so we can actually take advantage. This should be okay. This is fine, yes? Okay. Maybe this is okay. Let's see. So what I'm doing here, I kind of botched the strat, but what we're doing there is called like air pause buffers. So when you pause in the air in this game, it actually resets Mega Man's falling momentum. So if you have like a really long jump and you're not sure if you can make the platform, you can actually pause in midair. and it will basically kind of elongate his jump. We'll take a couple damage boosts here. Up. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna try a trick here called turning the bird. I haven't been very successful with it lately, where we're gonna get that bird to spawn from the left and hopefully despawn this last polar bear. Okay, we didn't get it. Yeah, I've been having a lot of trouble with that trick. It actually, I don't think, saves much time, if any, on normal mode, but it's still pretty cool to show up. So this is our second robot master, Airman. So Airman has like 5 different patterns that he can give you, and it's basically RNG. So we just kind of see what we get, and then we try to adapt as best we can. So we got him after he threw his second cannon, which is great. We usually try to get him before he throws off his third, so that was really good. And clunk. Okay, so we're gonna get the air cannon from Airman here. This is basically 3 tornadoes that kind of shoot in an upward direction. So we're also going to get the item 2, I believe, from this boss. The item 2 is akin to the Rush Jet in later Mega Man games. It's basically a little platform that kind of flies across the screen and you just stand on it. And we wait. This is the awkward part. When I'm actually playing this on stream, I'm like, what do I talk about now?
Well, I can always talk about something if you need me to.
Oh, it's okay. Okay, so this is Heat Man. I call him Dumpster Fire Man because he looks like a dumpster fire.
Oh my god.
So this stage, we are going to set up our first zip, and we're going to use the candy elevator, the item 3, to do that. Drop, jump, up, shot. 2, 3, 4, tape strat. Try a difficult trick here called the candy skip. There's our candy, and we didn't get the skip, but that's okay. It's a pretty tight trick, so I really did want to take that conservatively because that's a lot better than falling into the pit. Alright, so we'll go up here and set up the first zip. We place the candy, and then we clip into the ceiling. There we go. So it basically makes us go through the ceiling and then kind of spits us out on the other side. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit high. There's a one up here that I like to grab just for safety. And since this is a marathon, I'm going to actually divert when we get to Quickman stage to grab the one up there. Not a big deal. It only takes like a couple seconds. But the way that a couple of the zips are in this game is that you have to take a death abuse. And that basically sets you up so that if you take any unintended deaths in the run, you're basically looking at a game over. And we want to avoid that. So we are going to get that extra one up in Quickman stage just for safety. So this is our Dumpster Fire Man. He basically does this little fire pose and then he charges at you. The amount of time that he does his fire pose is either 30, 60, or 90 frames. It's RNG, there's nothing you can do about it, and so you basically get to this fight and hope he gives you as many 30s as he can. It's not going to give us many, it looks like. So there you go. The weapon that you get from Heat Man is, I think, the first charge shot ever in a Mega Man game. It's called the Atomic Fire, I believe. And it's just what it sounds like. It's basically a charge shot of, atomic fire. So we're also going to get the item 1, which is the standard platform. The platform is what we're going to use to set up a lot of the tricks here in this run. So we're about to go to Crashman stage. Crashman stage has some of the best music, one of the best songs in the game, I think. There's a really cool out of bounds trick that we're going to try to set up here on the second screen. Well, hopefully, one of the more difficult tricks in the game, I think. So hopefully we can get that. But we'll be able to skip maybe half of the stage, almost half the stage, if we get it right. All right. So switch over to our item 1. Bonk. And it looks like we're gonna get it. Wrap. All right, so we just skipped a couple screens, and now we're in a different room than the game actually thinks that we're in, which is why we're kind of in the floor. And we're going to take a death abuse right here, which is going to allow us to respawn halfway through the stage. thing about the way ladders work in this game is if you grab a ladder out of screen, when the screen actually loads, you can kind of pop up the ladder like that. And so a lot of our climbs, that's kind of how we do it. So I'm gonna concentrate a little bit on this because this climb can be kind of tough. So we're gonna pop up on the candies. I'm gonna go up here and pop. There we go. All right, I was facing the wrong way. I've been working on this climb as well. So you guys actually caught me in a PV grind of this game, so it's really good timing that I'm able to do this. So I've been working on some of my safe strats and everything the past couple weeks. But yeah, my strats are kind of all over the place. So
Have you been running the game for a long time?
I first learned how to speedrun this game in 2017, and that was
Okay,
before,
so yeah.
Yeah, that was before I even knew really which was.
Wow, cool.
So yeah, I actually first discovered this game on YouTube. Recommended that I watch an AGDQ run of this by a runner named Cypher from AGDQ 2014, and now 5 years later, it's like an honor being able to do this. So.
Aw, nice, love that.
So we just got the crash bombs from Crashman. This is a item that it's like a bomb that you throw to the wall and it sticks there for a second and then it'll explode. So I'm gonna grab this one up here just for safety. There's 2 zips available to us on this stage. The second one, we're not gonna go for it because it does have a bit of a soft lock potential. I feel pretty confident that I could get it if I did go for it, but soft lock and, marathons do not mix. So we're not gonna go for the second one. We will go for the first one. The fun thing about the first one is that it's actually gonna trigger the lights to turn off. And so most of the stage is gonna be done in the dark. I'm gonna set up this again. Should be better. So there's actually a trigger in the stage to turn the lights back on, but since we missed it, the stage is actually gonna be dark from here on out. So I'm gonna concentrate on this part because it's pretty tough. So we're actually out of bounds right now, and now we're back in bounds. And we'll go down to the corner. And then we're gonna do angle drop, as I call it. And we drop right, drop left, full drop right. And we're gonna switch to crash here, which is gonna be Quick Man's weakness. And this is the screen where we would set up that second zip, but there's like a frame perfect trick at the end of it. So yeah, let's just be safe. All right, so now we're in the boss quarter. Quickman can give you a number of different patterns, but I feel pretty confident we'll be able to take this out. So Violet, come get your boy. We basically got the best pattern. So, very nice. So the weapon we get here is the quick boomerangs. This is actually a pretty cool weapon. I think this is the only weapon where if you just hold the B button, it'll auto fire. And you can actually shoot a bunch of them at one time. So we'll get some use out of it. And next we're gonna go to Woodman's stage. He looks pretty tough, but I assure you his bark is worse than his bite. Sorry.
I love it. It's fine. It's fine.
So this is Stalwart Turtle's favorite stage. Stalwart Turtle is basically my coach at this game. He's a lot better at this than I am. But he's been teaching me all of the cool stuff, and this is his favorite stage. So I've got to give a shout out to him. So we'll see the first use of our atomic fire charge shot here. We're going to set up a pretty intricate trick coming up called the Goodwood, which will let us skip like half of the stage again. There's supposed to be a dog in that last screen, and in this one, but they are not there because we used the flash stopper. So, all right, so let's set up our Goodwood. Looks pretty good. 1, 2, 3. Wrap there. Let me wrap here. And then we go. Ooh-wah! Ooh-wah! Up. Pretty good. There we go. Nice. And then we go 1, 2, 3. Wrap, charge, up, left, left, and release. There we go. So now we're in the boss corridor. So we've skipped like half of the stage there.
Oh, that was awesome.
So again, this is Woodman. His bark, you know, I already said it. So anybody who's familiar with Mega Man and the later Smash Brothers titles is probably familiar with the Leaf Shield, which is the item that we get from Woodman here. We might not actually see that in this run. There's only a couple good uses for it, and whether or not we use them is kind of depends on how the run goes. So. So now we're gonna go to Metal Man. This is the stage that if you're doing a casual, you'll probably want to do first, because the item that you get from Metal Man is very overpowered and it can shoot in all different directions. And so lots of people, when they play this for the first time casually, you're gonna want to do Metal Man first. But in the speedrun, we do him later on. So there's another zip downstairs. Just kind of a tiny zip. I'm not even going for this in PB attempts because it doesn't really save that much time. And it's kind of difficult to set up, but it looks like we got it, so. Flippin', very good. Hoo-ah, 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 and wait for it. Hoo-ah. All right, so Metal Man's weakness is Quick Man. This is a pretty interesting fight. So as long as you don't press the B button or get close to halfway through across the screen, Metal Man actually will not move. And as I said, Quick Man's weapon actually auto fires if you hold B. So we're gonna go about right here, and he won't even move. So there we go. So again, this weapon that we get from Metal Man is very overpowered. One caveat though is that you can't walk and shoot it. So in a speedrun context, it's not really that great. But again, if you're playing casual, Metal Man is definitely the one you want to do first. So we're gonna head to Bubble Man. I assume that my camera's on. And I'll go ahead and warn you, this waterfall will probably make the camera a little bit blurry for a second. Pretty tough trick here. And we didn't get it, that's okay. Just get through, it's fine. Let's resort to some backup strats. Alright, made it through, that's okay. Alright, we're gonna switch to the item 1 here. We're gonna set up a zip as soon as we get to the water. Ah, never. Oh. Okay. Place. Might be it. It's a little low, but I think we should be able to get up there. There we go. And of course, these little black spiky balls, if you touch those, they are instant death, so you definitely want to be careful. Very nice. So one thing about the water mechanic in this stage is that when you're in the water, every 5th frame, I think it is, will be like stretched out, or there'll be like a ghost frame after that. And they do that on purpose to kind of simulate the effect of walking through water and having that resistance. It's kind of cool, I guess. But one interesting thing about it is that after this fight, the fanfare is actually going to take a couple more seconds because of that 5th frame. Okay, so the item that we get from Bubble Man is called the Bubble Lead, or the Bubble Lead, however you choose to say it. I think it's Bubble Lead. I don't know why. But it's basically a bubble that kind of plops out of Mega Man's cannon, and then it sort of trolls along the ground. It's not really that useful, actually, but we're going to get one really big use out of that Bubble Lead at the very end of this game. There's Wily with his eyebrows. So, this is Wily's Castle. This is 6 stages. And this first song is, in my opinion, the best song in the entire NES library. It's such a good song. interesting thing about these birds is that as long as there's more than one mini bird on the screen, another big bird will not spawn. So we take advantage of that in a few places. There's several different strats throughout the run that you can do to take advantage of that. So we're going to set up a vertical out of bounds trick here. That'd be good. Up and up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Drop and go. And 1, 2. So there are lots of, tricks and zips in this game that I'm actually not going for because I'm either not practiced at them or they're just not appropriate for a marathon. But this is more or less my current PB route, so. So one thing about the bosses in this game, in the Wily's Castle, is that when they explode, and with this boss, whenever you hit him, the screen actually does flash. And so if you are sensitive towards the screen flashes, just give you a little bit of warning there. And I'll try to remember to remind you and let you know when it's over. So look away. And it's over. Bye, cutie dragon. Okay, and and so if you're sad about that song being over, do not worry because the next stage uses the exact same song. Here we go. So there's a zip like on this part where you can zip across the ceiling, but it's pretty tough. Very high risk. And I'm not very practiced at it, so. Also, what tricks you go for in Wily's Castle really kind of depends on how you have your item routing. So basically, a lot of times, if you want to add like a trick in this castle, you basically have to reroute the entire thing to make sure all of your items line up. Along. 1, 2. Up. 3. Blam. So usually I'll take a blam off of both of those things, but I want to buy myself an extra hit in the block room here, just in case. So the block room is pretty free and easy, but you never know, anything can happen. So Jamage, come get your boys. So again, it's pretty free. It's not very complicated. There's no RNG or anything. Just so long as you hit your marks. But a lot of times you will get kind of overzealous and maybe throw out a blade too quick. And the next thing you know, one of those blocks are in your face. It happens all the time. And that was Wily 2. So now we're going to go to Wily 3. Wily 3, I think, is the easiest stage in the game. Now, I said that the other night when I was practicing for this marathon, and I actually died in the stage. Which is pretty uncharacteristic. So hopefully we'll get through. Hopefully I haven't angered the gods that much.
Fingers crossed.
So I want to get a couple item pickups to refill my item ones. So I'm going to grab this one, and there'll be another one in the next stage. There's a possibility I could get one at the end of this stage, but... Alright, so this is Wily's disgusting fish tank. Wow, no sharks. Sometimes there'll be sharks coming up out of those gaps. But it looks like we got it sharkless tonight. Go. Alright, we'll switch over to Quick here. So this boss coming up here is the Guts Dozer. He's the biggest boss in the game, but he's also the weakest, in my opinion. Come here, Guts Dozer. There we go. That was a pretty good kill. Alright, so we're gonna head to Wily 4 now. Now, we need to have a talk about Wily 4 now. Wily 4 is the most hated stage for people who speedrun this game. This is the run killer. I cannot tell you how many PB paces I've had that have died in that have just been destroyed in Wily 4. So I call this stage the staple because it basically goes up and then over and then back down. So we'll start up the staple. Mini zip right there. Up and up. Over. So I really don't like this next screen, so I just skip it. I mean, there's really no reason to do a screen that you don't like. Up, up. There. And set up the staple zip. Not the best staple zip, but good enough. And then we'll go down the staple. Taking a little bit conservative there. Plop. Up. Through. Right. Oh, we use a pause buffer here to get over to this block. And we'll set up this zip, which is very problematic. Oops. Let's go back up here and try this again. There we go. Okay. So this room is pretty tough, so... Turtle jump! So we'll be able to kill both of those at the same time. It's basically a 2-frame window, and we're to go for a damage boost. There we go. What a great boss fight. Wow. That was textbook. That was a really good fight. Oh. So we're
Nicely
over the
done.
hump. We are over the hump. So happy. Okay, so now we'll go to Wily 5. This is the all-famous refights. Most Mega Man games have these. And the order that we do these, I think most speedruns are probably the same way, but the order we do this is very dependent on how the menu is formed. So we spend the least amount of time in the menu as we can. And we're all the way across the screen, very nice. Yeah, of course you want to kill the bosses when you're as close to the teleporter as you can get. 1, 2. And we're actually going to go after Woodman with Airman. It's a pretty unlikely weakness, but pretty quick kill that we can get. So I kind of chickened out there and took it safe. That's all right. Okay. Alright, then we'll head to Heatman. Heatman's weakness is Bubble Man. It should take 3 hits, but if you hit him with the Buster, that's good enough. You should be able to finish him off with 2. There we go. Okay, so after this is the hardest fight in the game. This fight is so hard. Let's hope I get this. It's so hard. Oh my god, hold on, hold on. Ah! Ah! Okay, got it.
Easy.
1, 2, 3. I hoisted him with his own petard. Yeah, Metal Man is a one-hit kill with the metal blade. We have our forced Wily form. Good mash. And clunk. All right, so we're headed to our last stage. This is Wily 6. There is a zip that's going to send us right into the boss room. and then we'll use Bubble Man to finish him off. So this is one of my follower Big Al's favorite stages. He always he likes the stage because it's silent. So I call this the ASMR stage. There's no music, just the sounds of lava dripping from the ceiling.
Sweet, sweet lava sounds.
I know, right? That's close enough. Come on, get in there. So you have to, it's basically frame perfect the way you have to crash the gate like that. So if you overshoot it, you can wrap around and then you have to take a death abuse in order to get back. Oh my god, it's aliens! It's always aliens.
Ah.
So I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Give me just a second. 3, 2, 1, time. There we go. So what did I come up with? Let me see. Let me bring up the stream.
Yeah, that's 29. Waiting for the timer. 56.
29:56. I sub 30. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Is this a PB for you, Christine? Or
no, my PB is 29:07. But
oh wow, okay, that's incredible. Getting so close.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'm very, very happy with that time. Very happy,
especially for a marathon. Well done.
For sure.
But yeah, Christine, if you need to give any shout outs or say anything to our viewers, feel free.
So yeah, I just brought the stream back up, and I'm not going to read all of the GGs like I typically do in my stream. But I see a lot of my regulars in there, Swin and Starward Turtle and Julia and Gary and Atarius and all sorts of people, OSN, Zalen. So I really appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. And I have to reiterate that I am so honored that you guys reached out to me and had me do this.
Of course.
Like I said, when I learned this game in 2017, I never thought that it would be possible for me to actually play this on this stage. And so it's just been a huge honor, and I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity. So thank you so much.
Aw, well, we're super happy to have you here with us, Christine. If those of you watching enjoyed the run, make sure you follow at twitch.tv/xChristine, and maybe you'll be able to catch more Mega Man 2 because you crushed it and it was really great. So thank you again for being here.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we got PB attempts coming next week, so we'll be there.
Oh, yeah. So make sure you tune in for that. But up next, we have a game that I believe is called VVV, but I could be saying it incorrectly. We'll find out soon. So we'll be right back.
Bye.